Warning! The Stone Age Gamer podcast includes a lot of bad language. Cover your motherfucking ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast. I'm Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is Violent Man Bird Thing, Dan Ryan.
I'll take it. I like that one.
It's time for the return of the Alphabet Super Series. We are starting the alphabet anew, and Dan's pick for the letter A was Alien Soldier, not Alien Storm, for Sega Genesis. Does this super hard 16-bit blaster stand the test of time? Don't forget to learn how to parry, because the Stone Age Gamer podcast starts now. Yeah. I got thoughts. Hi, everyone. This is episode 605. It's the week of February 13th, 2026, and welcome. For anyone new here, this is the official podcast of StoneAgeGamer.com. Dan and I talk every week about what's happening in the world of video games from a retro gamer's perspective, as well as whatever the heck else is going on in our lives. Speaking of which, got a new friend with me today. It's Bubsy.
It is Bubsy.
The Bubsy neon sign is here in my home. Thank you to, let's say, nameless contributor from our Discord server, the same bloke who picked up that wonderful t-shirt for Dan, the Echo the Dolphin shirt. Got me this magnificent Bubsy sign, which I had back there, right there where the Super Mario Sunshine thing was, and it just kind of threw off the balance of everything. But then I thought, I'll just stick it here on the side of this bookshelf, and that way it can be right behind me while I'm recording every week. So that's actually on its lowest setting. It's very strange how this picked... Well, it looks really dim here in person. It looks super dim, but it picks up crazy bright on cameras for some reason. Yeah. I don't understand lights at all. But
I mean, it is gorgeous. I am rocking a full Chubsy. I won't demonstrate because I don't want us to get demonetized before we even get monetized.
Right.
You know, but yeah, it is glorious.
I'm using a different camera setup just for it because my old webcam doesn't pick it up at all. It just looks like a blob of white light. But this is my laptop camera, which is why I'm at a slightly different angle here. But you can actually see all my amiibo now, which is pretty cool. And I say all. That's not even close.
I was going to say, I've been to your house.
Figures behind them. Yeah, that's not. So that's
you can see a 34th of my amiibo collection.
So that's an air conditioning duct on my ceiling. And on the other side, backwards. On the other side of that is another row that goes all the way across the basement, like probably about 3 times as wide as this one. So, yeah, that's kind of how that's going. Oh, Ellie's texting me.
And now there's new amiibo you got to go pick up. I mean, we'll talk about it later.
That is true. Let's see.
But
so my daughter can text me now. So, yes, Ellie is texting me. Yes, you can text me. And yes, you can have dessert.
Aww.
Goofy kid.
Yes. No. Yes.
So, yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
It's Podcast Friday. It's gotten off to a start. And it's the Alphabet Super Series, right? We haven't done this one in a little while. The way this works is every month, Dan and I are we're taking turns picking games in alphabetical order that we have to play and then discuss. Typically games that we've never right. That the whole premise is you want to pick games that we haven't really played before, or ones that we've always meant to beat and stuff.
Yeah. Which is exactly why I went with
your pick.
It's exactly why I went with Alien Soldier. If you've listened to this podcast for, any amount of time, it is no secret that I really love games made by Treasure. They just, their game design, language, philosophy, whatever, you want to call it, just really speaks to my particular, way, just the way that I like to play games. They make games that I just really, really love. And Alien Soldier is one of those ones, due to the nature of how it was released originally, not here. It was one of those ones that I was always like, fuck, man, I really want to play that. It looks really cool. but I just never spent enough time with it, right? Eventually you play it through like Shmemulation and whatever. But now that it's on NSO, I was like, fuck it. Let's do this. Let's announce this.
Interrupt.
That's all right.
Ellie says, okay, for dessert, can I make kebabs with marshmallows? Like put marshmallows on sticks? That's all for dessert?
Yeah. 100%. Tell her I said it's okay.
I said, live the dream, kid.
Live the fucking dream, man. Live the dream.
I like the imagination. I mean, she's got friends over, so I'm sure it wasn't just her imagination, but still.
No.
There's definitely some imagination going on. So yeah, Alien Soldier, did that ever... So it didn't come out here at all, or was that like a Sega Channel thing?
It was a Sega Channel thing, so
that's right.
It didn't come out here at all.
Exactly. Except for like the 18 people that had Sega Channel, it didn't come out here at all.
Yeah, and it's been re-released on like a bunch of different things. This is not an unheard of game any longer. It's on NSO, which is why I decided, like, all right, fine, it's finally time to pick this. And usually we give a month, but we forgot and only gave 2 weeks this time. I really wanted to try and spend some time with the ROM hack that gives this 6-button control. I had no time for that.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, so this game, before we get, too deep into the actual conversation, this game should never have been put on a system with 3 buttons. There's so much more that you have to do.
Lost Dan.
So there was a ROM hack. It was fixed years and years and years later. But that is a thing that you can do if you would like to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you disappeared for like a good 30 seconds there, so I have no idea.
Did I? What the fuck? I mean, I'm plugged in. We're all good.
Yeah,
I see that you said... All right.
You're here now. You're here. You're clear. Let's get used to it. Yeah,
get used to it, baby.
I love it.
All right. So let's
Yeah. All right.
Let's go ahead and talk about Alien Soldier properly. So it was developed by Treasure, published by Sega, originally came out in Japan on February 24th, 1995, was then released in PAL territories in May of 1995, and at some point in 1995, it was released to the Sega Channel, which got a lot of really cool games. This being one of them. It was first
Wily Wars. I think
Wily Wars is
on there.
Yeah. It was re-released in Japan in 2006 on the PlayStation 2. They put out a thing called Sega Aegis 2500, the Gunstar Heroes Treasure Box, which came out with also Gunstar Heroes and Dynamite Heady. And then it eventually hit 2007 Wii Virtual Console, and then Microsoft Windows and Steam in 2011, and it was added to Nintendo Switch's Nintendo Classic service on March 16th of 2022.
It was also on the Genesis Mini.
Oh, yeah, it was on the Genesis Mini. So it is a Treasure game through and through. It is a super tough boss fight, almost a boss rush kind of run and gun insanity that is just... I love it. I love this game. I fucking love this game. But I knew I was going to love this game. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this. Because this is the type of game that I could see you loving or fucking hating.
No, I think it's great. I didn't quite get the hang of it. So my first run through it was a couple nights ago. And I had played this before and didn't understand it at all. I think when it first showed up on Virtual Console or something, I gave it a shot and I just couldn't get the hang of it. The last time I played it, just a couple nights ago, I abused the shit out of the rewind button.
Yeah.
Just absolutely abused it. And I got relatively far, I think, before I just gave up. It just got to the point where it was just constantly rewinding, just nonstop. And it was like, I'm doing something wrong here. But so I'm using my weapons. I'm running out of ammo all the time. There's a strict time limit. I'm doing the dash move, but I couldn't figure out why sometimes I would have this awesome dash of death, and then other times I didn't. So then I jumped into our Discord and read the bunch of our feedback, and everyone was talking about the parry move. And that parry move is what recharges things, and it makes health show up, and it recharges that crazy dash move. And I was like, oh, okay. So I started trying to mess with that this evening right before the show. And I don't think I did better, but I think I had a better handle on what I was doing. Like, I still was rewinding a lot, but I wasn't completely lost in the woods, you know? I like the music, you know, the sounds are all great. It's good. It's just good stuff. It is very strange because when you start playing it, it looks like it's going to be like, all right, I'm going to go through a Contra style thing, and then here's a boss, but then just the levels are super short, except the level is short, like 4 or 5 bosses. So you go for like a few feet, and then you fight a boss, some sort of weird boss, and then you go a few more feet with things peppering you from every angle, and then you fight another boss, and then another boss, and then eventually you move on to a full new stage. Well, like you're saying, it's basically the game is a boss rush, which is very strange.
There are 25 levels and 26 bosses.
I got nowhere. There were 25 levels that I think I made it to the 2nd or 3rd level. Like, this game's tough. But it's really cool.
So the 2nd or 3rd level, or do you mean the 2nd or 3rd level, or the 2nd or 3rd part of the 1st level?
No, like they made it to the 2nd different environment.
Okay, yes, right. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think there's only like 5 or 6 different zones. Might be the best way to put it. I thought you were
saying there was like 30 some odd of those.
No.
Like,
no.
What?
There's 20, because it does say level 1, level 2, like each time, each time you go through. But this, just speaking to what I said about this being boss rush the game, there are 25 levels and 26 bosses. So, like, that is, and apparently it was not done. Like, when this game was released, they were like, fuck it, it's going out like this. But it was about half of what the development team wanted to include. They just wanted more boss rush shit, just more and more bosses throughout this entire crazy-ass fucking game. And, like, when you're talking about, like, the
crazy. Like,
they are crazy.
Understate, if you didn't play along with us on this one, the enemy designs are just disgusting. They're all over the map.
There's a super cool spider.
And Altered Beast look tame.
It's fucking great.
Mutant horror shows. It's wild.
Like, what you were saying about the controls, right? Because I really do want to try this with the 6-button ROM hack, because this game, it's a hard game, right? It's a treasure game. Those games are tough, but they're also, like Gunstar Heroes, they are incredibly fair. You just have to get good at it, and not in like the shitty parlance of our times, like just get good, man. But like, you really have to learn the specificity of this particular game, and once it starts to click, you just become this fucking death eagle that is just waylaying shit on the screen, and it's so fun to play through it, but it was so limited by the 3-button controller. I really think playing through this with that ROM hack is going to just like mind-blowing kind of experience.
Yeah, there were moments tonight when I was kind of getting the hang of the parrying, that I started to get that power fantasy bit from it, like,
yeah,
okay, I understand how it's possible to get good enough to like really just tear this game to shreds.
Yeah.
It's just, like it's a treasure game. It's going to take some real practice to get there. I don't know. It's the kind of thing that I have the mental bandwidth for in my age to master.
Yeah.
It's like we were talking about Cuphead before. Like, okay, no, it wasn't you. That was my sister and I were talking about Cuphead. It was like, what?
Wasn't me.
I got real far in that game, and I think I'm good. I don't think I have it in me to dedicate what it would take to make that work for me, to finish the game. Like, I could do it, but it would really take a lot of practice. And
I think Cuphead's a really good comp for this.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they play the same really at all, but I think Cuphead kind of also has, exactly what you're saying. Like, if I'm gonna do this, I have to fucking lock in, chat. Like, I've got to
dedicate myself to this.
I'm doing
and
this.
Go.
Yeah, But I mean,
and that is fun. There is a degree of fun to that. I used to do it all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it's just not something I have the time for as much anymore.
Right. In my 40s,
I was really having a good time with it. So I'm not going to say definitely I'm not going to touch this, but there was having a good time. It was interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I really, really loved it. Let's go ahead and throw it into the old 5-point ranking system for our 4 different categories. So for those of you who may be joining us for the first time, Kris and I will keep track over the next 26 months not 26 months. What the fuck is wrong with me? 27 months, because we do the Christmas one. As we go through each letter of the alphabet, we will rank it on graphics, sound, control, and fun factor. Just stolen completely whole cloth from GamePro, using their 5-point scale. And what was the only one we left out? What was the other one on GamePro? It was graphics, sound, control, fun factor, and I don't remember. Doesn't matter.
Vibes.
Vibes, yeah. We'll rank those out of 5 for a total possible perfect score of 20, and then at the end of this experiment, we will tally up where we are and see how things are looking. So, graphics out of 5, Kris. Where do you stand on this?
Challenge, graphics, sound, control, fun factor,
challenge. Yeah. That's why we got rid of challenge, because it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's not really something that we need to grade on.
No, I don't need to rank that. Yeah, that was dumb.
Hard as balls. How's that sound?
Right?
So this is
out
Alien Soldier.
Yes.
Right, because
hard as balls out of 5.
Yeah. I was so close to playing Alien Storm last night, because I booted up the Switch, and I go into NSO, and I'm like, Alien Storm. Yeah, that looks about right. Wait a sec. This isn't sounding right.
Wait a tick.
Wait a tick. I found it. There it is. All right, so let's see. Alien Soldier. Graphics out of 5.
Out of 5? Yeah.
I mean, given the... I want to go 4.5. I'd say, like, as far as the Genesis is concerned, it's about as good as you could hope for out of a Genesis, but also there's things about the art direction that I don't love. Like, there are certain enemies that are just like, well, that just looks like a butt that's pooping things at me.
Yeah.
There are certain enemy designs, like, I like most of the weird, grotesque stuff, but then there were some of them just like, I think he kind of missed the mark. So I'm gonna drop it a point, just a half a point for some of its art direction, but everything else, I mean, we didn't really get a chance to talk about this beforehand. I had one more thing I wanted to hit on was the story.
Jump in.
When you start this game, there's this like Tolkien-level story of just like, and Flogma Gorgonbobs jumped onto the Fligage train, and then the Gorgmoms, and they attacked the Gorgmims, and the Gorgmims and the Gorgmoms and the Flubby Flobs went to the Flubby Floops solar system and jibby-jobbed, and like it just goes on, and I'm looking at it like, I hope there's not a quiz, because I'm not following any, like 5 minutes into that opening scroll, it's like I'm not following any of this. This is just not making sense. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Sorry, 4.5 out of 5, because it's damn good. It's just shy of perfect.
I get that. I'm going with a 5 on this one, exactly because of what you said. I don't know that you could look better than this on a Genesis. There's a ton of shit on screen. It looks great. The backgrounds are cool. There are some parts of it where the backgrounds are kind of minimalist or whatever, but then there's other parts where they're like super fucking detailed. It animates really, really well. Like it just looks really good in motion.
I'm being stingy. It's getting a 5. I'm sorry. I'm being too damn stingy.
No, I mean, if it's how you feel, like, I get it. I don't see, in playing through it, I just don't see anything where I could be like, yeah, this could look a little better for a 16-bit Genesis game. And again, that's one of the things that Treasure's just really, really good at. They make really good looking games.
I'm being stingy because of some of the art direction, but honestly, it's not that it's bad art direction. It just wasn't tickling my fancy. No, I think you're absolutely right. I think it's unfair to give this anything less than a 5, because it does everything it's setting out to do, and it does it very well. So there you go.
So the next one, I'm interested in where you're going to land on this one with the sound.
I think with the sound, I want to go with a 4.5. Because again, the execution was great. I just didn't find anything extraordinarily memorable. Nothing was bad. Nothing struck me as even kind of bad, but also nothing was so good that made me go like, yes. But the sound effects were all fantastic. Really, it just came down to the compositions themselves didn't stick with me as much as I would like. And that's really the only knock I have on the sound.
That's exactly where I am too. I'm at a 4.5 on this, because as I am sitting here, I'm trying to think of the music, and I can't, and I don't know if that's because the soundtrack itself is not memorable, or because I just couldn't fucking pay attention to the soundtrack, because there's so much else going on.
Right, yeah.
But whatever the case may be, there's nothing that's jumping out into my mind. Like that opening track in the very first stage, like as you're kind of getting used to things, is really good, but I can't even I couldn't hum a few bars if I had to right now. So yeah, I think a 4.5 is fair. Yeah, that sounds about right. What about Control? Because this is where it takes the biggest hit for me.
This is a tough one. I do think that it being limited to 3 buttons is rough. The fact that the parry has to be a double tap, I find myself. It took a while for me to get to the point where I felt like I understood the controls. The bringing up a menu to switch weapons felt kind of a natural. I understand what they were going for, but they wanted to do more things than that controller was comfortably capable of. Yeah. So, but that said, it does work. You just have to really learn it. So the controls are very tight too. Like there was rarely a point where I felt like the game wasn't executing something I wanted it to. It was just a matter of me messing up because everything was so complicated. So I think I would have to give it a 4 out of 5, because it's such a solid execution. It's so ambitious, and the fact that it works as well as it does is kind of a miracle.
Really impressive.
Yeah. So I got to go with a 4. It's overly complicated, but that's just because the game itself is, I think, a bit too ambitious for a 3-button Genesis.
Yeah. That's kind of how I felt too. I've been waffling back and forth as I've been, thinking about recording this episode and where I'm going to land with these things. And I've been waffling between a 3.5 and a 4. But I think you convinced me to push it up to a 4 because you're right. What you are able to do everything, right? You can do everything, even within the limitations of what a Genesis control pad had available to you. Everything does work. And it does feel really good to play. Like, as you're doing the stuff, it's very responsive, it's very quick. There's no, slowdown in the controls or lag or like everything just feels really, really good. But that ambition does hold it back a little bit because I was frustrated by the controls at times. Not enough to be like, bah, fuck it, I'm putting this game down and never picking it up again. But there was some frustration that I think would knock it down a full point. So the last thing we have then is fun factor.
Well, again, that's going to be a little bit tricky because I was having fun, but I also eventually got to the point where I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give that a solid 4.
Okay. I am at a 4.5 for that because I was having an absolute fucking blasty as I was playing through it, just a little bit hampered by the 3-button control scheme. Especially, and man, it's even weirdly not fair because I was playing it on NSO, right? So I also I have a 3-button control scheme technically, but it's not laid out like a Genesis controller.
No, it's not.
So I don't know how much of that was affecting how it felt or whatever. So I'm really, really interested to try that 6-button ROM hack. Not that would have been applicable to any of this that we're talking about, which is why I didn't do it yet. But like I said, this is a game that I was not able to finish in the 2 weeks. Like, life just keeps lifing.
And it's hard.
We got another fucking dog today. It's just, we'll talk about that later. She has, that's the thing. It's fucking absurd. I'm going to put a picture in our Discord and you'll understand. But life just, kind of keeps happening and whatnot. So I wasn't able to finish it, but I do very much want to go back and finish it. Like, I do want to play more of this because I just thought it was so fun. So yeah.
Well, it's currently in first place.
Yeah, definitely in first place. So let's see if we add all these together, that gives it a solid 18 out the gate.
17.5,
which is, that is a very, very strong start.
It's a strong start indeed. I mean, last year's winner for me was a 20.
That was UN Squadron, right? For you?
Yeah. So this would be somewhere between Christmas Nights and Life Force. And this is a solid pick. Good work.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
We also got a ton of comments on this one.
We did, yeah.
So let's see. Do you have them up in front of you? I do.
I sure do.
All right. You want to jump back and forth?
Why don't you take the lead? I usually read all of them, but why don't you do it this time?
That's fine. All right. So, starting at the top, Duroc Pig. This game is so fucking cool. Hard but visually impressive. I love the look of the main character too. Epsilon. So, this is hands down my favorite game of all time. Even my name is a reference to it. Now try and beat my high score. He just came in waving his dick around. Which, and then Highfalutin put out right there, here's a patch for 6-button support, if anyone wants it, through ROM hacking, so you can find that if you were a part of our Discord. Highfalutin also says, the undeserved feeling of accomplishment when I get halfway through the first boss before dying. Foreign says, Alien Soldier has a killer soundtrack type gameplay. It's Boss Rush, the video game. Let's see. Jump in, Highfalutin again. It's quite difficult, but also so generally cool that it keeps you motivated to keep trying so you can see what comes next. Perfect for leaving up on a lazy Sunday and playing a couple more rounds whenever your blood pressure comes back down. Yep. Duroc Pig agreed, even on super easy. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. There's 2 difficulty modes.
Yeah, super easy and super hard.
Easy, super hard. Even on super easy, it's really tough. I made it to stage 7 before tapping out, but it makes you want to come back and try again. Definitely could use a better way to switch between weapons. Hard agree. P2 Mc28, Alien Soldier Reminder. Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, man, I bet this game plays way better with an actual controller, maybe a 6-button controller. There is a ROM hack for it. Having gotten to level 4 so far, I have questions, some of which I bet a manual would answer. 1. What the heck does toggling my weapon do other than change my color and the handedness of the attack? 2. Is there a Mega Man-style boss weapon weakness, or is that blasted phallic worm thing on level 4 just that sturdy? He's very hard and waggly. Yes, he is. Number 3. Why do I sometimes have a super-duper dash attack? Also, I don't appreciate the difficulties being labeled super easy and super hard, because right now it feels like super hard and super harder. Epsilon then went on to explain all of this stuff to the rest of us, because Epsilon is the expert here. Let's see, do we have any other thoughts? Yeah, P2 Mc28, a couple more thoughts after playing a bit more and getting much further. The game isn't actually all that hard, since it gives you all the time you need to practice. Super short levels, infinite continues. Save states aren't even required beyond convenience, as the game is constantly giving you very simple 4-digit passwords. This might be because I'm on super easy. Yes, it is because you are on super easy. That is also how I played it. Most of my difficulty stems from simply confusing button combos.
You missed the joke. And
what?
Maybe super hard is actually regular impossible.
Oh, shit. Yeah, sorry. Maybe super hard is actually regular impossible. Yes. Most of my difficulty stems from simply confusing button combos. I find myself tapping B to shoot when I should hold it, and double tapping C when I mean to use the counterattack. Switching weapons always takes a bunch of mental prep when in the heat of a fight. When I get on a roll, though, zipping back and forth with the dash, I feel invincible. Another thing I found at the game over screen that shows your progress. You can scroll up to see your previous level stats, but you can also scroll to the right and see all the boss names, which is super cool. Sniper Honey Viper. Huh. Definitely not the name I would have expected boss number 4 to have. Yes. Lots of good thoughts. Appreciate everybody engaging. I
appreciate that breakdown. Epsilon, thank you very much for that breakdown of how this game works. Because it is complex, but it makes a degree of sense once you understand it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, again, thank you, everybody, for participating. Apologies for it only being 2 weeks. In full transparency, we forgot. We forgot we were recording this part. We were like, oh, shit. I'm supposed to tell you what game we were playing. But it won't be like that, because Kris right now is about to tell us what we will be talking about next month for the letter B.
Okay, I had several thoughts about this one, but I think I landed on one that is something that I've always wanted to put more time into and never did. I don't know how easy it's going to be for everyone to play, but my pick is Burning Rangers for Sega Saturn.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Well, this is a spicy one here, so like to get the original copy. I don't know how well this emulates. I don't know how well everybody has the opportunity to play it, but I have always wanted to put time into it. I looked it up on how long to beat, and it's actually a pretty short game.
Okay.
So I say let's go for it. I mean, I really had a hard time not picking the original Bomberman, because we've been talking for years about how neither of us get that game.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
And I thought maybe this is the opportunity, but Burning Rangers. I like Burning. I don't really want to play Bomberman right now. So
yeah,
Burning Rangers.
I don't know that I want to get it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay. I respect it. I just don't think it's for me.
Yeah. No, this is, I think this is a great pick. This is something I've been super interested in. It looks exactly like my kind of nonsense. And oh, look at that. As I happen to be scrolling through images on the old Goo, what should come up but Mode and Saturn, what to play first from the Stone Age Gamer Gratuitous Rainbow Spectrum.
Yeah, I love this game. I've never finished it, but I think I've put like maybe an hour into it each time I've played it. I've never gotten super far because it's weird. It's about like superhero firefighters, but it's really cool. It's got a really nice concept behind it. I really wish that it was more accessible on modern hardware, but
sure.
End of the day, this is just really cool stuff, and I can't wait to really sit down and put a pin in it, like really make this happen.
Can't wait to really sit down 20 minutes before the show in a month and be like, here's my thoughts.
I'm going to make it happen, damn it. I'm going to make it happen.
Yes, we are. Excellent pick. I'm very excited about it.
Fantastic. All right, with that, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to check in with week-old news and see what's been going on in the world. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around.
Hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Andy. Neither of us are David Crane, but we are the hosts of David Crane's Amazing Movie Time.
That's our monthly Geekade Patreon exclusive podcast that covers movies that are cult classics, weird, or just sometimes laughably bad.
We ourselves have at least two of those qualities, so I guess it makes sense to hear what we think of those movies in retrospect.
You can hear all that and more by becoming a Geekade Patreon supporter.
And, as always, be kind, rewind.
Do you miss the days when you'd get a fresh issue of Nintendo Power in the mail every month? It was stacked with reviews, previews, and all manner of cool new stuff about the world of Nintendo, and it even came with a free poster. Well, you don't have to miss those days anymore because Nintendo Force is here. Functioning as a spiritual successor to Nintendo's classic magazine, Nintendo Force is staffed with top-notch writing talent, and me for some reason, to deliver fresh new reviews, previews, and more right to your door every other month. And yes, posters are still included, except ours are double-sided. So if you want the thrill of learning all about the world of Nintendo in physical format, head on over to NintendoForceMagazine.com and learn all about it. Nintendo Force Magazine, the force of Nintendo fans. All right, everybody, welcome back. We have returned from our break. And I can't really mention anything talked about.
Nope. That's all private. Fuck you.
I'm burning through my gambler winnings from last night. You know, Bubsy's still lighting up the room. The kids have all gone home. They're now putting themselves to bed, theoretically. I suspect by the time I get back upstairs, they will both still be awake. But
we put ourselves to bed with milkshakes. Because fuck it.
Yeah, it was great.
Why not?
Oh, good times. Oh, sorry about that. Let's get it together right now because it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Strap yourselves in for week-old news.
That's right. There needs to be more pointing on your end, Kris.
Yes, more pointing. Welcome to week-old news, where we talk about all the news that was new a week ago. First up, Nintendo results for Q3 of fiscal year ending March 2026. Go Nintendo reports on this lovely business here. So let's see. Nintendo has just shared their financial results for Q3. Blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. The Switch 2 has sold 17.37 million units worldwide in total. Switch 2 software sales have reached 37.93 million units worldwide in total. Switch has sold 155.37 million units worldwide in total. Switch software has reached 1,500,160,000 units in worldwide total. Just a bunch of big numbers here. It's officially beaten the DS as Nintendo's best-selling platform ever, and I'm going to choose to believe that it is the best-selling platform ever, just because I don't necessarily believe that PlayStation found those extra units that they said a while back.
They absolutely found them. They would lie about that.
A lot more.
Come on.
out of nowhere. I promise it's true. No, their financials have been quite lovely. They sold a bunch of stuff. There was a big stink about how Metroid Prime 4 didn't land on the million seller list. It did sell over 1 million, but combined between Switch and Switch 2 versions. I would love to see that breakdown, honestly.
But doesn't that count? That counts?
Because they're technically two different SKUs. So,
no, I
yes,
know.
It counts by all logic, but on their reporting, it doesn't count because each SKU has to sell that specific thing. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe hit 70.59 million units.
It's a really good game.
That game's never going to stop selling. It's kind of amazing.
Nor should it.
Yeah. Hard to agree.
It's a great game.
They reconfirmed a handful of, estimates. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Animal Crossing, Mario Tennis Fever, Pokemon Pokopia, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Super Mario Bros. Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Meetup in Bella Bell Park. You really got to knock it off with this stuff, guys.
Really
Yoshi
fucking have to stop.
Book.
We made a lot of fun of Squeenix and their Kingdom Hearts bullshit.
This is a horse of a different color. So the thing that's bothering me is that we just had a Nintendo Direct, and there still just isn't a lot on the calendar this year. And the whole thing with the Switch 2 was like, no, we're going to be ready out the gate with great new software at a great cadence all throughout. It's like, all right, Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and
Pokemon. Not for us, but
not for
there was Pokemon for the holidays.
Pokemon Legends ZA, but again, Legends ZA was a Switch game. Prime 4 was a Switch game.
Yeah.
Yes, they had Switch 2 versions, but that's that game, but running better. It's not a different
thing. Fair. That's fair.
Where's the Switch 2 software? Like, they're just leaning so hard on reselling Switch games. But dude, this
I'm still asking that question about the PS5. I know there are a lot more PS5 only games now, but there is still a fair chunk of PS5/PS4 games, and we're 6 years into the system.
This isn't like the Wii U, right? The Wii U, repackaging Wii U games on the Switch was a great idea because nobody played those games on Wii U and they were good. So let's get them on Switch where we have a new audience. We're talking Super Mario Bros. Wonder sold a butt ton of copies.
Yeah.
Not that long, just a few years ago. Who cares about it?
A minute ago.
This is ridiculous. I want more original content, and I want to know where it is. But anyway, their financials were good. But if you'll allow me to piggyback onto this next one, because I don't have much to say about it, it's directly related. GameSpot reports Nintendo stock nosedives following earnings report despite record-breaking Switch 2 sales. And this is why I hate all of this. Oh my god.
We're selling more than we've ever sold. They have sold more Switch 2s in this already than the entirety of the Wii U in its entire fucking lifespan. But because the profit margins are lower, the stock is taking a nosedive. Now, that is partially, as mentioned in that article, amid the rumors of the price hike. And look, when there's this much smoke, you're going to find some amount of a fire. Maybe it's a campfire, maybe it's a 3-alarm blaze, but the Switch 2 is going to go up in price. It's going to. It has to. Every fucking thing else is. There's no way this... I would be so fucking shocked if it didn't.
I don't know. I feel like they're going to keep... Look, Nintendo is in a different position than these other companies. They have this obscene war chest, and they are making money off the Switch 2. So even if the profit margins are slim, they could potentially get away with not raising the price of the console. Especially since they've already dipped their toes in the water of making the games themselves more expensive. They are still making a lot of money. But
not enough money. Clearly, because
not
the
enough
stock
money for
has
the stockholders,
nosedived.
but Nintendo has famously been like, they march to the beat of their own drum. It's difficult to say. Like, I think you're probably right, but I'm not willing to say that it's definitely going to go up, because
man,
it doesn't necessarily have to. And I feel like they priced it at 5. Like they overpriced it from the get-go to prepare for this, so that they had the opportunity to go down if it came to it, but also like they wouldn't necessarily need to go up. So I don't know. I think that's a difficult thing to predict. I think there's a little bit more to it than that. Like, I know everything's going up, and I know they probably feel like they could get away with it, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of factors. I think there's a decent amount of honor going into it. So, and
man, I hope so.
Someone somewhere in that company thinks it's important to maintain some degree of goodwill among the customer base.
Yeah, it's a nice thought. GameSpot reports. It is. That we didn't even fucking talk about this when the direct happened.
This here.
Yeah.
This is why I put this here. So
there was
make up for last week.
There was another new little teaser dropped for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, where Yoshi eats Kamek and blasts into space in this trippy new teaser. Look, we know I am not the biggest fan of the Super Mario Brothers franchise as far as video games are concerned. I fucking loved that movie. I thought that movie was just fucking awesome. And
super fun.
Everything I have seen for this sequel looks fucking great. It looks great.
Mouser in it. It's got
Mouser. A Mouser in. Like, Mouser was there.
I think I saw Claw Grip in there.
I think so.
Which is difficult to say. But it's. I feel like we're going to get the whole Super Mario 2 crew in there.
Yoshi looks great. Like, Yoshi looks awesome. This is going, like, yeah. It looks outstanding. It gives me so much hope for future properties. You know, one of which we'll talk about in a little bit, because I'm really not sure where this one is going to go. But it gives me so much hope, you know, and like the same way that the Fallout show does. Like, Fallout just ended, season 2 just ended, and it's completely different from the Super Mario Brothers shit. Obviously, it has to be. But it's so fucking
source material.
I mean, it would be awesome if fucking Cooper was walking around with a Yoshi instead of dog meat. I mean, that would just be kind of fun. But like, it gives me a lot of hope. You know, I feel like we're maybe really at that point where we can expect things to be good and not be surprised pleasantly when they are. You know?
Take video game properties seriously, respect the source material, and who knows? Maybe you can make a good movie out of it. Or a good TV show.
I mean, because I think that's kind of fair to say that that's kind of how we felt about the first Super Mario Brothers movie, is like, holy shit, that was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
God damn, not like,
that's the thing, it's
not
a Super Mario
expecting
Brothers
it to
movie.
be so.
Even in a world where it's about respecting the source material, it's not like there's deep lore in Super Mario Brothers. Like,
no, there's not.
You know, unless you go into the RPG territory, which was never the point of the movie. Like, if you just talk about the basic games, the story's never been all that deep. But they got it. It's about a plumber from Brooklyn who is fucking tripping balls hard as fuck, man. Like, he's got some really good shit or some really bad shit. Either way, that dude is in a fucking room by himself, just fucking zonked. Like, what the fuck? I'm seeing shit and there's dinosaurs. It's fucking dope. They put Kid Icarus in that movie. Like, he was playing Kid Icarus in his bedroom.
I know.
That was just like, that was for
great,
me.
man.
That was for me personally.
It was great.
My heart.
Yes.
All right. Gizmodo reports that my mouse isn't scrolling. I can't. Why is this all the way down? It's like hidden by ads. Move screens. Oh, it's about accepting cookies. Whatever. Gizmodo reports HBO is making a Baldur's Gate TV show. Last of Us showrunner Craig Mazin Smith will work with Hasbro to pick up on the story of Larian's smash hit RPG Baldur's Gate 3. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, so like, I don't give a shit about Baldur's Gate, not because I feel any certain kind of way about it. I've just never played it. Similarly to Fallout, I'm now expecting this to be good. You know? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's possible. Yeah, if it's
that's
HBO,
where we're at.
They have a pretty good... HBO's got a pretty solid track record.
Yeah. HBO has been doing really good stuff. I still kind of feel like A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is like the CW version of Game of Thrones.
We haven't touched it. We finished Fallout and we were watching Wonder Man. That's all we're at.
Oh God, Wonder Man's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
Give me all of your Trevor Slattery. Give me all of your Trevor Slattery.
There is a moment in episode 8 where Trevor and Simon are on a balcony and they're talking about acting. And Ben Kingsley should get, at the very least, Best Supporting Actor for this fucking scene alone. It is so powerful and so good. It is. I was fucking crying listening to him talk about that. It's fucking beautiful. But
I love that they've made him into a character, like, for real.
Yeah.
Because he was I thought he was a brilliant punchline in Iron Man 3. I thought that was hilarious. And then the fact that they brought in the Mandarin as a character in Shang-Chi, which was very good, and he was awesome in that.
Yeah.
But now they're really
Morris!
using him, and it's just...
You can see Morris! It's outstanding.
Anyway, what the hell are we talking about? Baldur's Gate.
So Baldur's Gate, I just threw that in there because I saw that pop up today, and it's like, look, HBO's fucking killing it with The Last of Us. You know, they do really good work. The Fallout show's great. Hopefully this Baldur's Gate show is great. Because this next story, I don't even know. Polygon reports that Sony continues to go all in on generative AI with podcasts that are voiced by video game characters. So Sony is trying to...
all of that.
Yeah, I hated this entire thing. They're seeking a patent to create AI-generated podcasts that would be individualized for players. So, like, I don't exactly know what this is, how long these would be or whatever, but the idea is that you would boot up your console and there would be like a recap of news and some game recommendations, some trophies that you got or that your friends just got, just kind of give you like a quick rundown, of like things that have been happening in your PlayStation experience and like things tangentially related to your PlayStation experience. It says in the article that they might even make a joke or two at the player's expense or whatever, all in good-natured fun, but that the hosts would be AI-generated voiceovers of PlayStation characters, and I just could not fucking hate any of that any more than I already do. It is... Who wants that? Who wants
Sony.
to... Who... right?
Sony wants that, yeah.
Why, though? Like, who... Why do I want to turn on my PlayStation and have Kratos be like, boy, your friend Rob got 6 trophies. Look, good for fucking Rob. I don't care. Good, yay. Rob and I will fucking talk about it later. I don't want you to fucking, or like Daxter. I can't even think of what Daxter's voice says. Like, fucking, hey, buddy. Whoa. Did you know? That's a terrible Daxter. Or maybe it's a great Daxter. I don't fucking know. I don't remember. Yeah, but like, I don't fucking want that.
No,
who wants that?
I don't like it.
Oh, God, it's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
Really want the bottom to fall out on this as quickly as humanly possible.
God, I don't know that it's going to, but Jesus Christ, I hope it does.
Speaking of Jesus Christ, Toy Arc. Best transition ever. Toy Arc reports Hasbro lands the Street Fighter license. Well.
For the
Hasbro,
movie.
Huh? For the movie.
For the movie.
I don't know, man. I don't know about this movie. I just don't know about this one.
So
maybe it's going to be great. I don't know. I just don't know.
Okay. As we were just talking about how I expect things to be good now when video games are related, I don't expect this to be good at all. I just don't see how it can be. Cody Rhodes, I like professional wrestling a whole lot. I like Cody Rhodes just fine. I don't see him as an actor carrying a motion picture. Roman Reigns, another professional wrestler, and also like fuck WWE and whatever. Like, but just speaking of the company taking that part out of it, thinking about like the individual performers, like Roman Reigns as Akuma, like no, I just don't. I think, but all that being said, if you think back to the old G.I. Joe shit that Hasbro did, or the old Street Fighter shit that Hasbro did when Street Fighter was a part of the G.I. Joe line, like, I don't know if you remember those figures,
I remember
Kris.
those figures.
They're fucking awful. However, Hasbro does a really nice 6-inch super articulated Marvel Legends style line for G.I. Joe called G.I. Joe Classifieds. They are gorgeous figures. I love them. I've only purchased 3 of them because otherwise I would have to have all of them, right? They're so good. If we can get some of those old Street Fighter designs in superposable, highly articulated, well sculpted, well painted, this will be the greatest toy line of all times. Chun-Li, her Street Fighter figure, her Street Fighter G.I. Joe is such dog shit. It's so great. I'm so excited.
The only one I can picture right now is the Blanca one.
Oh God, the Blanca one was
just being.
They're
not
bad.
Great.
No, they're legitimately bad. But yeah. Oh God, I'm looking at a whole bunch of them right now. There were vehicles, the Beast Blaster that came with Blanca and Chun-Li, but they were in exclusive colors. Blanca was blue and Chun-Li was in a red fucking outfit. God, these are so bad. They're so bad. Like, and the amount of part reuse that you can see on the fucking characters, like Balrog is just terrible. But anyway, I'm fucking excited about figures for the movie. Let's do it. Make it happen, Captain. All right,
you're up.
Sorry, it's my turn. Who is this? Engadget reports that Sony's holiday PS5 sales dropped 16% compared to last year. However, the company has now shipped 92.2 million PlayStation 5 consoles around the world. But sales, even with that, sales were down sharply over the holiday season. During its key third quarter, 1.5 million systems less than last year, so 16%, which makes a lot of sense, right? That everybody's fucking struggling. Sony did really, really well earlier in the year, Now PS5 sales are starting to slow a bit. And what I thought was interesting and why I included this is because there were also a bunch of articles that have come out recently talking about how, at the end of last year, we were starting to get the rumblings of like PlayStation 6. It's coming sooner than you think. Fuck, I just turned my camera on. I'm over here now.
The tracking, yeah.
Now I'm over here. Fucking, so now I gotta, hi. So like the stories were coming out that the PlayStation 6 would be coming out quite soon. And now stories are starting to come out of like, maybe not so fast. Maybe we'll wait a little bit. It's okay. Then you get that piggybacked with sales being down, and it makes a lot of sense. Like, there's just no need for it yet. Clearly.
Couldn't agree more. There's just no need for it. Well,
this next one.
Let's see. SDHQ reports Valve confirms RAM and storage shortages for delayed price announcement for Steam Machine. That sentence does not work. Are they trying to say that Valve confirms that RAM and storage shortages are the reason for delayed price announcement for Steam Machine?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not what that sentence says.
No, it's not.
Noah Kupetsky? Are you AI? Or did you...
No. Steam Deck HQ is a decently run site.
Okay.
Not even decently run. It's a well-run site. That's maybe just not the best headline.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Well, that tracks. I mean... Yeah,
it's, so...
RAM and storage is going to be a problem. That's just the way it is.
Steam put out a blog post. Because last year, right, they made this big announcement, the 3 new things, the VR headset, the Steam Machine, and the controller. And they said these are all coming out... These are all coming out in early 2026, right? They made that announcement in November. And we still don't know the price of any of that stuff. However, Valve put out this blog post and said, the memory and storage shortages you've likely heard about across the industry have rapidly increased since then. The limited availability and growing prices of these critical components mean we must revisit our exact shipping schedule and pricing, especially around Steam Machine and Steam Frame. Right, which makes sense. Like, the RAM is not affecting how much the controller is going to cost. Our goal of shipping all 3 products in the first half of the year has not changed, but we have work to do to land on concrete pricing and launch dates that we can confidently announce, being mindful of how quickly the circumstances around both of those things can change. This thing, while I think it's going to be awesome, and I really, really want one, I really think this thing's going to end up being, like, prohibitively expensive. I don't see how it couldn't be at this point. If they're coming out now, 4 months later, and being like, fuck, guys, we don't know. Sorry. That sucks.
I still don't really know what to make of these things. It's not really the kind of thing that I was all that jazzed about to begin with. But yeah, it's starting to smell like they're going to be super expensive. I don't know. Computers are expensive. I'm sure they're still going to find an audience. Folks love Steam. So.
Oh, sure. And look, like, the Steam Deck is expensive. Yeah. Steam Deck OLED is expensive. And
it's a spicy meatball.
It is, and they don't necessarily have to, like, compete against the Switch 2 and PlayStation and Xbox or whatever. Like, it's certainly going to be a more niche product, but I think they would certainly like to be in the conversation, right? Like, otherwise, why do this? Doesn't make a ton of sense. Everybody's already buying the shit on the computers they have. Like, you're obviously trying to reach a different market. They're trying to find a reason for Chris Randazzo to want a Steam Machine. And if it's $2,000, doesn't matter how good the rest of the shit looks. You know, I can't afford to even get in the fucking door.
Nope.
So,
none for me, thanks. I'm driving.
Yeah, I'm full. Let's see. Time Extension reports that Panzer Dragoon Saga. Let me try that again. Panzer Dragoon
Saga.
Sega Saga. PC port was abandoned in 2020, but its developer is motivated to work on it again. I've been itching to make some progress. The developer behind Panzer Dragoon has gotten in touch with Time Extension to clarify some things. It says the decomp recomp started a long time ago. We've been talking about that a little bit more here. That seems to be something that's gaining a lot of steams with this fuck. Seems to be gaining a lot of steam with this era of gaming. So he says that that process started a long time ago, around 2015, trying to make progress on and off. It was started under the impression that the code was lost. The game was programmed not like a traditional RPG, making everything a bit impractical. The locations, battles, interaction is custom, requires manual implementation, right? Which is not something most people are going to then go do. Other people have since picked it up. There has been renewed interest, though, and this is something that we might actually get to see. Which, again, I think this kind of native PC ports of these games that never got PC versions can fix a lot of the issues that emulation has, can get us close to, perfect versions of these games, and can then further preserve these things in perpetuity, which is always a good thing, I think.
Hard agree. Anything that gets Panzer Dragoon Saga closer to being more readily accessible to people is good by me.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful game that I've never finished, and it's not very wieldy even on original hardware. Like if you have, I have the game and I have the Saturn, and it's just not a very wieldy experience.
Right.
I would love to see it on modern hardware.
I like that. Yeah.
Moving right along. Go Nintendo? Is that what I'm looking at? Yeah, no, Nintendo Life. Nintendo Life reports Nintendo expands Switch Online's Game Boy library with 2 more titles. Yoshi for Game Boy, who cares? Balloon Kid is here for your perusal. I love Balloon Kid. I have always loved Balloon Kid. And when I saw this, I just about flipped my brain off. It was just like, huzzah! I had just gotten back from a relatively difficult evening, and then I came home and the Flyers won, and that was a really exciting game, and then I turned on my Switch and Balloon Kid was there. But, so what I always do is whenever these updates happen, I also update the Japanese version to see what happens there. And oh boy, was I happy I did that, because the Japanese version got Balloon Fight GB, which is a Game Boy Color remake of Balloon Kid. Not remake, but a fully colorized version of Balloon Kid with an added map screen and a different title screen that looks really nice. It's marvelous.
Why wouldn't they put that on the American one?
I'm not sure. So Balloon Kid's weird because Balloon Kid was never released in Japan, and Balloon Fight GB was never released in North America. Right. So they just put the ones that were... They did the same thing with Donkey Kong Land 3. Donkey Kong Land 3 dropped on Nintendo Switch Online in black and white in North America, but in Japan it was released on Game Boy Color. So the Japanese app has the color version of Donkey Kong Land 3, whereas the North American one doesn't. It's just weirdly regional. I don't know, but yeah, I've been playing through the Game Boy Color one for the first time because I've never played that one. I never really gave that one a shot. I never, downloaded it on EverDrive or emulation or anything.
Right.
And now I'm playing through it in color, and it's just as wonderful as I had hoped it would be. Balloon Kid's such a fun game. I love this expansion. And like Yoshi's a solid puzzle game, but the NES one already exists on there, and the NES versions, it's in color. It's got a bigger play field. It's just it's just better. It's
a better experience.
Doing these Game Boy ones on here too, because there are people who liked these puzzle games and they played them only on Game Boy, because Game Boy was, quite the machine for puzzlers since it came with Tetris. Right. I don't know why you'd want to play the Game Boy version of Dr. Mario when Dr. Mario for NES and Dr. Mario 64 are already on the service. But
sure.
If the Game Boy version of Dr. Mario is what you are used to, what you put hours and hours into, then sure, I'm glad that that's there as an option. I love that they're doing stuff like this. So
yeah,
go play Balloon Kid. It's great.
Outstanding. IGN reports, we'll get more into this here in a couple minutes, but Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, is going to be on the game card. Fallout 4 and Oblivion Remastered and Skyrim are code in a box.
Code in a box.
I don't know why. I'm happy at least one of them is on the card.
Same.
That's pretty cool. Like we were kind of talking about that in the Discord a little bit this week, just about going back and forth about, I was talking about it anyway, and it led to a little bit of discussion just about, again, physical versus digital and all of those things of like, I'm buying these games physically, but even still, I'm installing, the entire game onto my hard drive anyway, so why the fuck am I buying this physically? Again, why am I taking up more space with this? Whereas at least I know with certain Switch games, I know that I have the entire game here. No matter what happens to this, it's here.
I will plug this in and it will work. It will function the way that it's intended to, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm happy to see that at least one of them is on there. And man, I am so cautiously optimistic about what you are going to think of that fucking Indiana Jones game.
Yeah, I'm pretty curious about it. I'm glad the Nintendo Direct happened when it did, because I'm supposed to write a preview for Indiana Jones. Now I have something to go off of, so yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, actually, no, we should probably get to the other thing. We should probably get to the Nintendo Direct first. Where did I put that? Oh, is that down here? All right, so let's cover this partner showcase.
Okay.
I don't think there's a ton to really discuss here. This was a partner showcase, so I went into it with zero expectations, because I usually don't care about much in the partner showcase. But it kicked off, I thought, with a pretty nice game, Orbitals. I hadn't really heard of this before.
So this was previewed previously. I don't remember where, but this is not the first we've seen of this.
Is this the first we knew that it was a Switch exclusive?
Maybe? That might be true.
Either way,
it looks awesome. I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, the visual style is crazy.
Yeah.
It looks like 80s/early 90s anime. Really, really does.
Yeah, it looks
very
great.
Impressive. And it looks like it's a split fiction type thing. It's a full-on co-op experience. Split screen vertically. You can do game share. It just looks really fun. I'm into that one.
I thought this looked really cool. I'm really excited to play it with Tiff. When they showed that split screen thing, though, it did the thing that you said split fiction do, and I think that's just it just seems like such a swing and a miss of, like, if I'm playing it on my handheld and somebody else is playing it on their handheld, why the fuck am I still getting split screens?
I think thinking more into split fiction, I think the reason is that there are puzzles where you need to be able to see what's on the other person's screen. Like, the way it works is you guys should both be able to see what the other person is seeing at the same time. I don't love it, but when I'm thinking about it logically, when I think back to specific puzzles in split fiction, I'm like, yeah, I was looking over at Greg's screen a lot while I was playing that, so I could see what he was seeing, so I could help direct him better. But I don't know that necessarily makes for a better experience. Like,
is that you telling him what to do because he couldn't figure out the puzzle?
No, it's more like he sees things from his perspective, But if I'm all the way on the other side of the room, I can see more of his surroundings and be like, no, point over that way. There's a thing up there that you can't see because you're facing here, but if you look up there, you'll see a thing. I can see it because I have this wide view of where you are. Like, it's that kind of a thing where, yeah, being able to see each other's screens actually does add to the puzzle elements. So I think that might be why it works that way, but I still don't love it.
I mean, maybe if there was like a way you could toggle like a size or something, I don't know. It just feels like specifically in handheld mode, it feels like...
It feels wrong. It feels like if we each have our own screen, then we should each have our own full screen, because as much as I like to be able to see the other thing, I also would like to be able to just have a whole screen.
Like, this is a smaller screen. Like on my gigantic fucking television, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
You know, we all have big TVs. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Even my fucking computer monitor, my whatever 27-inch monitor this is, more than big enough. You know, but we're talking about like a 7-inch screen. You don't need to take away 3.5 inches. You know, that's significant at that. But regardless of that, I think this game looks incredible. I think this looks good enough to be like a day one pickup.
It's certainly, I want to see more about it, but yeah, I'm interested. There was Paranormasight, The Mermaid's Curse. Apparently this is a series I know nothing about, but some folks seem excited about it. I'm just going to kind of rapid fire some of these.
Yeah, just look creepy.
Something extremely important. Captain Tsubasa 2 World Fighters.
The only thing about Paranormasight was in the trailer they were like, and a detective, and a this thing, and a housewife who's investigating murders. And I was like, what? The fuck is the housewife here? Anyway, that was the thing that stuck out about that.
We're getting more Captain Tsubasa anime soccer.
Sure.
Tokyo Scramble. Not for me. So Valheim was interesting because apparently it's supposed to look like that. I don't know this game very well, so I'm looking at the trailer like that ain't looking too good, but apparently it's supposed to look that way. So I don't know. It looks like Minecraft-y sort of thing. Apparently it's a really cool game, and it's impressive that it's even running on Switch 2, but very, very not for me.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight is getting a Switch 2 edition, and they're like, with increased frame rates and something like, I don't remember there being any problems with the frame rate on... Like, I mean, I'd like to see a side-by-side comparison, but this was one of those things like, did this need a Switch 2 edition? Was there...
I don't think it did, but...
Okay, but
it's
sure,
free.
It's free, exactly. Yeah, so that's cool. eFootball Kickoff.
Yep, that's a shit name.
That's a bad name. I don't know. What was wrong with Pro Evolution Soccer?
There was a thing, and I don't know why it was a thing, but there was a thing that I didn't care enough to like really look into. But there was a thing.
Butts.
Yeah.
I trust you. Speaking of bad names, The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. This game, I'm just not crazy about HD 2D stuff. The Square's approach, like I get it, it's neat looking, but I don't really like it all that much. And I think this name is terrible, but this game looks kind of neat. Again, not for me.
I mean, I want to like this more than I do.
Yeah, I guess I'm fine with liking it exactly as much as I do, which is not at all.
That's fair.
Speaking of things that we don't like, Super Bomberman Collection.
Yeah.
Again, this is cool. Way to go, guys. Collect the Bomberman games. That's great. You should do that. And I won't be buying it. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks incredible.
Yep.
Again, I don't know what magic they're working on the Switch 2 here, but this is a really good technical showpiece for this platform.
It really is.
Looks just incredible. I'm surprised we didn't hear anything about the third part. I kind of expected them to be like, and the third part is coming day and date to Switch 2.
Yeah, that seems to be the rumor.
That is the rumor.
They have not. Yeah, they have not announced that officially yet. I would imagine maybe at Summer Games Fest is when you will get... Like, that feels like a big announcement, not just like, on this Partner Direct. Mm-hmm. But, man, what the fuck do I know?
Capcom's Pragmata. I haven't tried the demo yet. Kind of forgot the demo existed. In fact, why don't I download that now? Maybe I'll play it over the weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out the PS5 demo because this is coming to both platforms, and I imagine it will play better on the PS5. I think this looks cool. I'm very interested in it. It's a new Capcom IP. So like,
girl looks so creepy.
Yeah, she definitely does.
So creepy.
But it's new Capcom IP, and like that always at least has my attention. You know?
Yeah, I do. I get it. Yeah, it has my attention, clearly. I'm talking about it. I'm downloading the demo as we speak. I like that I can do that. I can just go to their website and download the demo.
Yeah, that is cool.
So that'll be available the next time I turn on my Switch too, which will probably be in the morning. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's still something that's not quite rubbed me the right way about this game, but I hope it's good. I hope I'm wrong. I usually am. Did we know Turok Origins was a thing?
I don't know. The only thing I cared about in this trailer was that they highlighted the fact that you can switch between first and third person. And that is just what I want in every game. I know that's not realistic to expect, but I want that in every game. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle would have been a 10 if I could have played that in third person.
But no, you don't get to look at a digital Indiana Jones butt, so...
and that takes it down a significant amount of points in my estimation.
Knocks down some pegs.
It does.
Kyoto Xanadu is a game that's coming out.
So was this the part of the trailer? Yeah, this was like in the trailer. They were like, now let's look at some animazing games. Like, these are all anime inspired. And I'm watching this with the family, and Tiff goes, well, what the fuck have we been looking at so far? I was like, yeah, that's fair.
We got Digimon Story. Wow, Hopper is barking at someone.
Get him, Hop.
I don't think... Yep, it's Karen. She's home. I see her walking in the... Because I have a window above my desk, above the back door.
Bite her butt.
Wow, he is losing his mind. Mm-hmm. Digimon Story Time Stranger. I still can't believe Digimon is still a thing.
Still a thing.
Grand Blue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok. Sure.
Yep, lots of names there.
Not? Monster Hunter Stories 3, Twisted Reflection. They just keep making those. This was interesting.
That looks really cool, but I will never be okay with calling them monsties. I am not a child. Fucking stop it.
No, I wasn't cool with that at all.
Yeah.
So we got some Arcade Archives stuff. It was like, I didn't expect to see Arcade Archives on during a Nintendo Direct. That's kind of neat. But they're also doing console archives now, which the freaking Cool Borders was on there, and I was watching a video earlier today because I looked at it, I was like, wow, that looks exactly like the PlayStation 1 version of Cool Borders. That's pretty cool, because I was watching a video earlier about how PlayStation 5 has all kinds of filters and stuff on their PS1 games. They don't look like PS1 games anymore. This was spot on. That very unique, specific PS1 era visual style. That was pretty wild.
That PS1 era jank.
Yeah. This is interesting. And what's weird is and the first two games are Cool Borders and Ninja Gaiden 2. So we've got a PlayStation game and an NES game that is already on Nintendo Switch Online. So
I don't know who this is for. I really
honestly, I don't know who half the Arcade Archives are for either. Like, there's all these Egg Console and Arcade Archive games. Like, who's spending $8 on that? Clearly somebody, because they keep making them.
They do keep making them.
That's
I don't
cool.
get it.
But at the end of the day, if it's like $8 for a perfect version of Cool Borders on your Switch, sure.
I'll pay $8 for SSX Tricky. I'm not fucking paying $8 for the first Cool Borders. Like, they made more and they made them better.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll get to those.
Give me the good Cool Borders. Don't give me the shitty first version. Like, I gotta pay incremental upgrade fees again.
You gotta start somewhere. You gotta start at the beginning.
I'm gonna start with Tricky. That's the only game I need to go back and play. Fuck you.
There was a sizzle reel. We got some new footage of Scott Pilgrim EX, which looks great.
Yeah, it does.
Another Eden Begins, Reanimal, WWE 2K26, Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown, Disney's Dreamlight Valley, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, PGA Tour 2K25, Coldcept Begins, Goat Simulator 3, Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun, and Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn Edition. We then got some Resident Evil stuff. There's going to be Amiibo. That's hilarious. And a controller that looks terrible.
Yes, but you can switch between first and third person.
Yeah, you can. There it is again.
So now I'm actually interested in this game.
Look at that.
Apparently you can do that in Resident Evil 8 as well, and I didn't know. And now I actually want to go play it, because I've never made it through Village, because it's first person, and I just don't like playing it that way. For me personally, I know a lot of people really like Village. And I want to really like Village. I love, like, the beginning of that game is cool, and the story seems really cool, and it's fucking creepy in the mansion, and the fucking rednecks, and the, like, weird shit in the kitchen, and, like, your wife, and all this fucking weird shit. It's all in first person, and I just can't fucking do it.
Their big closer. I thought Resident Evil was their big closer, but no. Friggin' Todd Howard came out, talked about how great Nintendo is. Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, I thought that looked terrible.
It looks like Fallout 4.
Yeah, but like...
That's what that game looks like. It is not... They did not make that game prettier at all, but you're not really playing Fallout for the graphical...
Oh no, but like even by there were so many weird shadow glitches going on. Everything was all kind of funky looking. It just I don't know. I didn't feel good about that one at all.
That was the thing that Penny was the most excited about. I mean, she's so super obsessed with Fallout right now. Depending on the price, that game plus all 6 DLCs,
content wise, there's a lot going on.
A massive amount of game. Just a fucking incredible amount of content.
They showed off Indiana Jones The Great Circle. We finally got to see some Switch 2 footage. I think it looks great.
It does.
Obviously it's not going to look as good as the PS5 one, but it looks like a pretty solid port to me. Especially in contrast with Fallout. Like, wow, shit, okay, this looks good.
Yeah.
And then there was Oblivion Remastered, and I don't really know how to feel about that because I don't really understand the Elder Scrolls games.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, so the issue that I had with this being like a Nintendo partner direct is that there really wasn't anything new. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, but those are old games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we knew Pragmata was coming. We knew that Resident Evil Requiem was coming. We knew that Scott Pilgrim was coming. Like,
Orbitals was reasonably new-ish, I guess. I think that took a lot of people by surprise. But yeah, for the most part, this is all stuff
there just wasn't like a big thing.
It's just, here's some updates on stuff you already know about. And yeah. But it's a partner showcase. I never really expect a lot out of this. And I was perfectly whelmed by the whole thing. It's a solid amount of content, so whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think that Orbitals game looks incredible. That might end up being a day one purchase for me. Going back to the story we talked about earlier, though, of like their stock taking a hit, you know, and whatever, and not having big titles. I didn't see anything in here for people to be like, well, fuck, I got to get a Switch 2 now.
Yeah, that's not really going to move the needle because most of the stuff isn't exclusive.
Yeah.
But I do want to dovetail into a different story. The Nintendo Life reported in the Japanese Direct, I believe, we got the Konami and M2 announced new Goemon Switch collection. There are 13 retro titles included, from Famicom to Super Famicom to Game Boy and Game Boy Color. That's not coming out here in North America for obvious reasons, being that there would just be an insane amount of translation involved because almost none of these came out in North America. So,
right.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that this is Japan exclusive, but I think that was the only major difference in the presentations, if memory serves. So, all in all, it was fine. Your turn.
Yeah, it was fine. This story just warms the cold, bitter cockles of my heart. Dexerto reports that Minecraft is adding a free DLC. It is the Good Trouble DLC. If you know that phrase, that is triggering for some people and very heartwarming for other people. But this is going to allow players to explore various civil rights movements in history, including marching across the Edmund Pettus Bridge with John Lewis, learning about Malala Yousafzai's fight for girls' education, Nelson Mandela and his fight to stop apartheid, Rosa Parks' battle against racism, the Black Lives Matter movement, the suffragettes, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This is fucking great. I think this is awesome. It's free. The skins are like, I don't know, like just looking at the fucking Gandhi skin and the Malala, like it's just fucking funny, you know, because they're all walking arm in arm and like they're marching and they're all Minecraft people. It's fucking silly, but I just thought this was so cool that this was coming out and that it was free and that, you know, like, here kids, learn about some shit while you play Minecraft. I just want to throw some fucking diamond armor on Mahatma Gandhi. Go start fucking tearing people up.
Diamond armor on.
That's right.
Oh,
I don't even know if diamond armor's like the tippy top anymore, and I don't care. The joke still stands. That's what I want to do. This last one's for you, though, Kris, because this is just fucking funny to me.
Well, no, time extension reports Doom is coming to Evercade.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Forgot about that one.
Ta-da. That's all you need to know.
That's right. Fine. I will take the last one.
Take the last one.
I feel
Take it.
That I should apologize as, the resident Sony fanboy here. Push Square reports, and I am reporting to you, me, your friend, and co-host, Dan Ryan. I'm sorry, PS3 users, but Netflix is dropping support for Sony's 20-year-old console next month. So
That's
next
right. They did currently have PS3 support.
Updated, new-ish Netflix app on fucking PS3. No more as of next month. You gotta upgrade.
The end of an era.
You gotta upgrade
Netflix
at least to the PS4.
Many devices. How many people are using Netflix on PS3 still? You gotta wonder.
God, probably more than you would think.
Probably,
you know,
'cause I'm thinking the number's really small.
I'm thinking of like 7, so it's probably more than that. But no, like, you got a PS3 in like a kid's room somewhere with fucking Minecraft on it and Netflix. You know what I mean? Like, that seems reasonable to be happening in more than 7 households across the world.
At least 8.
Maybe even 9. I might even go so far as to say 9. That's so weird, though. Anyway.
Yeah.
No more Netflix for you.
All things must end. I can't believe the Wii one went away before that one did.
Right? It's wild. Anyway.
All right, everybody. That's it. That was week-old news. That's what's been going on in the week of our Lord, February. Like today, we're recording it February 6th, so this is all news this week. So
that's right.
That's how time works. Anyway, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. I'm going to get some more water, and when we come back, we're going to check in with the checkpoint, talk about what's been going on in our lives. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around.
We are Safe at Home, the leading dog rescue in the heart of New Jersey. Are you searching for a loyal companion, a dog that will bring love and joy to your home? Look no further than Safe at Home. At Safe at Home, we believe in giving every dog a second chance. We rescue, rehabilitate, and find loving forever homes for dogs in need, right here in the Garden State. Our dogs are ready to make a lasting impact on your life. Each one has a unique story, a wagging tail, and an incredible capacity for love. When you adopt from Safe at Home, you're not just gaining a pet, you're becoming a part of our family. Our dedicated team ensures a seamless adoption process, providing ongoing support and guidance. With New Jersey's beautiful parks, beaches, and trails, you and your new furry friend will have endless opportunities for adventures and cherished memories. Safe at Home relies on the support of compassionate individuals like you. Your donations and volunteer work enable us to continue saving lives and finding forever homes for these amazing dogs. Join us in creating a safer, happier community for dogs in New Jersey. Together we can make a difference and give every dog the chance to feel safe at home. Visit our website or call us now to learn about how you can be a part of the Safe at Home mission. Safe at Home, because every dog deserves to be loved and protected. www.safeathomerescue.org.
Hi everyone, Kris here. Podcast listening is free, but podcast creation is not. That's why the Geekade Patreon exists. In an effort to help us pay the bills, we've got a Patreon page set up where you can gain access to our monthly podcast topic schedule, get early access to many of our shows, and more. If you'd like to help support Geekade and keep these shows running week after week, head over to the Geekade Patreon page, linked in the show notes of this very podcast. Okay, everybody, we're back. We made it. We survived. It's time for us to check in with the checkpoint.
Checkpoint!
This is where Dan and I talk about what we've been doing, what's been going on in our lives, etc., etc., etc. And I don't have a lot, to be perfectly honest with you. It was a wild week. I've been still chipping away at the ice outside of my house, trying to uncover one of our driveways, because my house is weird and has 2 driveways, which I'll never understand why, but hey, they came with the house.
It's all good.
I didn't do the little bit of gaming that I did do this week. I put some time into doing another playthrough of Zelda 2 and was having a good time with that, because I like Zelda 2. I put some time into Bzzzt. Did I ever talk about this one before? BZZT Bzzzt.
I think so.
It's like a Meat Boy style skill platformer kind of thing. John picked it up randomly and beat it on easy mode, and so I've been playing through it on normal mode, and it's pretty good. It's got great music. It's got a really good art style to it. It's nothing like so amazing that it's like you've never played anything like this before. You've played plenty of games like this before, but it's just really well executed. I don't like saying it, but it's kind of hey, did Hopper come down? Hey, it's Hopper. He made it. He finally came down to join us. How you doing there, buddy? You doing okay? I don't know. He's looking at the couch. Boy, he's been hard to walk. He is so freaking strong still, and since there's no sidewalks or anything, and he's just getting so much more aggressive towards other dogs. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what to do about it. I can't train him out of it. There's nothing I can do to him. Like, I don't know. Get a dart gun or something and follow around. Just shoot him in the butt with a dart every time he starts freaking out at other dogs. Maybe that'll get him into the...
It's an option. I don't know that it's a good option, but it is an option.
It's something I can do. I think the only other thing I played this week was Balloon Kid, the GB Balloon Fight GB, which has been, again, we already talked about it, but it's been a marvelous little experience playing that. That's kind of it. It's been, this week was a lot of work. I did. Went out to lunch with my mom. I had like a school meeting for John that I had to go to today. Like, it's been a week of interruptions. It's been a week of interruptions. Things have not gone as smoothly as I wanted them to. But I got my video made this week of top 5 Metroid mysteries. Did some research into the orange gamer of Super Metroid, which I've always wondered about. That was my number one mystery on the video. So in Super Metroid, there's this one room by the wrecked ship. And if you go into this one room, there's an orange gamer that acts differently from any other gamer in the game. It follows you.
Right.
But it can't get to you, and you can't get to it. Because if you go around, he's not there. But if you go in through the doors, the game actually has that programmed as its own unique room. Which is wild. Yeah. So this orange gamer is its own enemy. It's a totally different thing in the game's code. It's called the H-Zoomer. And for some reason, it's displaying in this area without its natural color palette. Its natural color palette is actually the same as the little metal platform things that have the glowy green thing in it, but instead it shows as orange, is matching the little flamey dudes from Norfair for reasons unknown. It's the only one in the game, and it's a friggin' mystery to me as to why that is what it is. Also, what's interesting to me is there's a lot more... I have so many more questions about Kraid than I ever realized I had. Like, apparently Kraid... It's unclear of whether or not Kraid is a dude or a species. There could have been multiple Kraids.
There are Kraids, and that's like Steve is in the first game, and then then Chuck.
Steve Jr. was the little guy, and then there was the big guy. Like, it's all insane, and there's no real answers for it either. And like, how did he get over to ZDR? Why would he get to ZDR? Why was he there? Why did Ravenbeak turn into a weird mutant Kraid at the end? Like, none of it makes sense. Ridley it's very bizarre.
Is the same Ridley?
Yeah, Ridley is Ridley. I mean, he's been regenerated, he's been cloned, but like, that's still like Ridley is that dude. Kraid, I just assumed Kraid was, that was his name.
That's what I thought too.
But that still could be. It's not disproven, but there are theories as to maybe it's not. I don't know. Very strange. But that's really been my week as far as I can remember. Neat. I mean, we watched that Muppet Show thing, which was great. Made me very, very happy.
We have not gotten to that yet.
I didn't realize that Ellie knew Sabrina Carpenter. So, like, we started watching it, and she was like, that's Sabrina Carpenter! And then she's singing along to all the songs, and I'm just smiling.
That's exciting.
Big as can be. Like, and John laughed at the jokes. Like, legit belly laughed at the jokes.
Nice.
So, it was like, that was it for me. Like, the show could have actually not been as good as I thought it was, but it was the best thing in the world to me because I'm sitting there between my kids, and they're both loving it, which is like, that's the best, the most infectious
that's all you
thing
want.
In the world. So,
right. Yeah. That's what you want. You want your kids to love the Muppets.
Yeah. And I love to see them genuinely love something that's not dipshits on YouTube. So
come on, chat.
Pleasantly surprised.
Lock in, bro.
Yeah.
That's right. We're dipshits on YouTube now, Kris.
We are dipshits on YouTube. Just what I always wanted to be.
That's, yeah.
But yeah,
I've been
sorry,
waiting.
I don't really have much more to report. It's just been a week.
Yeah, no, we haven't done a ton of gaming. So like we kind of ended last week and we were talking about it in the Discord, and it's kind of what kicked off the physical versus digital conversation again. Because of thinking about like, what game do I want to play with Tiff, you know, and like we still haven't really started the next game yet. But like one of the main conversation that Tiff and I have had has been like, okay, so Clair Obscure Expedition 33 or something else, right? Because she doesn't love RPGs. She never has. She has very hard time getting into them, because there's just like, they can be a lot and they can be boring to watch, right? Like, I think Chrono Trigger, which was like the main point of discussion of like, should I pick up Chrono Trigger for half off, which I didn't. It's back up to $15, which is still a worthwhile price, but you know, I think that game is great. I understand how that could be boring to watch, right? Like Sea of Stars. You and I both played through that a couple of years ago and absolutely fucking loved it. Tiff was not engaged because so much of the game is just watching me navigate through menus. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun for us because we're doing the timing and the button press and the thing and the that and whatever. But there's a lot of downtime if you're just watching the game. So like, one of the things that got brought up was Final Fantasy 16, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll go pick up Final Fantasy 16 because my local store has a physical copy for $20, and it's still like $50, $60 digitally or whatever. And I was like, well, I'm just going to go buy that because it's physical and because it's cheaper right now, and I'm probably not actually going to start it. So fuck it. There's a timed 2-hour trial for Clair Obscure. Let's download that and let's see. 2 hours might not be enough time to really get into the game because it is an RPG. So there's a lot of heavy lifting that has to happen at the beginning of an RPG. And in the hour, we've only played about half of our time, like maybe a little bit over an hour this week is really about all we could fit in, just with, you know, like you said, with everything else going on in life. Let's try and get through this. And she wants to play more. She's like, I mean, I'm willing to go further. Let's get through this next hour before we decide if we want to like fully purchase it or not. But I gotta be honest, it's fucking awesome. It's really good. It's really fucking good, man. It's really good. The voice acting's great. The hair looks a little weird to me. Like, if you go back and look at the Nintendo Direct that just happened, and you look at the Resident Evil Requiem trailer, and you look at the girl, Claire, is that her name?
Clair Obscure?
Clair Obscure. Is that why I'm thinking Claire? What's the girl's name in Resident Evil? Is it Claire?
Claire Redfield? I don't think...
No.
I mean, yes, Claire Redfield is a Resident Evil character, but I don't think she was in this one.
Who's the blonde girl? Whoever the blonde girl is in that trailer, whatever the fuck her name is. I'm tired, I don't remember. If you go back and look at it, to me, as I was watching the trailer, I was like, man, that hair looks fucking crispy. Like, that's just some crispy looking hair, and there's some crispy looking hair in Clair Obscure. But looking beyond that, it's fucking dope. I really, really enjoyed the hour that we spent with it. The battle system is really interesting because it is turn-based, but there's a lot of, like, you can parry and you can dodge, and there's a bunch of different things you can do within the battle system, so it's not necessarily just like a static button pressing. kind of thing. So we'll get through the next hour of that, and we'll see if we progress any further with Clair Obscure. But fucking music was great. The voice acting was great. Everything else is absolutely gorgeous to look at. It was like, fuck, man. Like, all right, yeah. God damn it. This is really good. Okay. Fucking assholes.
I guess you can keep your awards.
Yeah, you're going to have your awards, you fucking twats. Ah, you're so French. Anyway, and everything is like, it is very French though. Like looking at all the characters, like, fuck, this is so French. Jesus Christ, everything looks like Amelie. Which, if you've seen the movie, you get. And if you haven't seen the movie, you're an uncultured swine, and you really fucking should. It's a great movie. I think that's it for gaming, though. Like, we watched the Nintendo Direct together. We watched the season finale of Fallout. Fallout Season 2. Did you watch the finale? Yes. Okay, so you're all caught up. Fuck, man. I don't know from the games. I fucking hate Robert House. I want all the bad things in the world to happen to him and nobody else. He is a terrible fucking person.
Do we know what was her dad saying is coming? Like they're still out there. Like, do we know? Have we met
I don't
them?
know.
Because I was getting confused, but like
Penn seems to think it's the Enclave is what's coming. Like, which they did show in the episode when Steph goes and takes out the Pip-Boy. It's an Enclave Pip-Boy, and they're like, I don't know what that means, but I assume it's really fucking bad. The FEV is the virus that is apparently stage 2. Like, apparently shit's about to come off the rails in a big bad way in season 3, and they're going to be pulling from Fallout Tactics. Is, from what I understand, that's where the Colorado stuff is in the game, or in the franchise. I don't know, but man, that show's really good. I don't know if anybody's still on the fence.
Made me real happy when
it's a good show.
I never remember his name.
Cooper Howard.
Character. Cooper Howard came back and kicked her the gun.
Yeah.
That was like...
And gave her the little...
Aw. I really like... I like those two. I want them to be friends. And then there's Maximus, who like... I don't know what to make of that guy.
So he looks... He's got a very similar look and vibe to one of the kids' friends. Which really throws me off every time... their friend comes to the house, or like I give him a ride to school or whatever. I'm like, why are you hanging out with Maximus? That's weird. They just have like there's a similarity there that is kind of sweet and kind of fun, but just such a good fucking show. I
love it.
Yeah, I'm just consistently impressed with it. And then other than that, I don't really think. No, we didn't do much else. Like, we watched the episode 3 of Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's fine. It, like I said, I keep feeling like I'm watching, like I said earlier, a CW version of Game of Thrones, where like this, it feels. I don't even know if that's the right way to like talk about how I'm feeling. It just feels cheaper. It feels to me like an imitation
it's Temu Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel, and I don't like episode 3 was certainly the best episode so far. Like episode 1, if it was not a Game of Thrones show, I would not have watched episode 2. Like that's a show that I would have seen and been like, not for me. That's okay, but I continued to give it a chance because it's Game of Thrones. Episode 3 was really good. So, yeah. Really the biggest thing is that we got another dog today that we are quote-unquote fostering. It was actually kind of sweet, right? So, Tiff, at the job that she used to work at, made a lot of really strong relationships with people because she's really good at her job. She's really good and she really cares and she really wants to help not just the animals, but the people that bring them in as well. And she just got really close with this one family who had this little French bulldog named Callie, and Callie's mom and dad, as they phrase it. I have never cared for that, but like whatever. Callie's mom and dad were going through it a little bit, and they started fostering children, which is an amazing, incredible thing to be able to give babies, right? She's fostering babies now. To be able to raise them and give them stability and give them a home and then give them up. That's like an incredible thing that she's doing. The dude who was in the picture apparently fucked off because he couldn't handle it, which is no judgment. That's I get it. That's not what you signed up for. That's where your life ended up. That's cool. The woman is continuing to do it, but she realized that she could not provide the life for the dog that she had previously done because she was providing for these kids. So she had to give the dog up. And she said the only person that she was willing to give the dog up to was Tiff, because of the relationship that they built there. She said, Callie will not go to anyone else but you. And Tiff was like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to say no to that? Like, that's incredible, right?
Yeah.
So Callie's upstairs right now, and she's a little French bulldog, and she has pink toenails, and one paw is also dipped pink, because that's a thing you do to animals sometimes if you're that type of person. You dip them. She's like a mottled gray, except she has one white paw. And that white paw has been various colors over her life, and it's currently pink. She came with a legit, gigantic, reusable shopping bag. Check out our Discord if you would like to see the size of this fucking bag of outfits on hangers that I picked up today. A pearl necklace that she was wearing when we got her. And because we are prisoners of the moment, if not nothing else, her new name is now Princess Donut because of Dungeon Crawler Carl. So I can now walk around the house and just be like, God damn it, Donut. Yeah. So when I say foster, like, Callie's not going anywhere. Donut now lives with me. So yeah, that's what I needed, Kris.
What you needed was more dog.
Was more dogs.
It's the solution to all of life's problems. Get more dog. Increase your dog levels.
It doesn't seem to be working, but maybe we're just not at enough yet. Maybe it's not enough. Yeah, maybe it's not enough. So, yeah, that's where we are. Princess Donut.
Well, I guess that just about wraps things up.
That's it.
I got nothing else, so we are. That's our show. Join us next time for the next installment of SAG Standouts. We'll be talking about our top 5 in television picks.
Yeah,
which will be.
I've had to actually I'm still working on this one. I'm not there yet
because we don't really know in television. So this is going to be a thorough and well-informed episode for sure.
Yeah. Actually, one last thing before we go. I know, I'm sorry. You're tired, you're falling asleep. I can see it in your eyes. I don't give a shit. Fuck you. This is about me. Anybody watching, anybody listening, please send some recommendations to make playing the Switch 2 handheld more comfortable. Of all of the handheld playing that I do, which I do frequently now, it is by far the least comfortable. The PlayStation Portal and the Steam Deck, way better. Way more comfortable to hold for extended periods of time. Switch 2, I would go so far as to say, is borderline uncomfortable. There's got to be a solution that people have tested. Let me know, because there's a lot of options, but I don't want to just buy shit to buy shit.
Hand transplant.
Yes. Now I'm done.
Anywho's, we're on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon, also linked to in the show notes. It helps keep the show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by banjo guy Ollie. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks. We'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That is it. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.